Keepunumuk, Weeâchumun's Thanksgiving Story. Danielle Greendeer, Anthony Perry, and Alexis Bunting. Illustrated by Gary Meaches Sr. "I love your garden this time of year," said Maple. "Me too. What shall we pick for lunch?" Newcomers asked. "How about crab apples?" Maple suggested. "No, choke cherries," Quill shouted. "Those are both good medicine," Newcomers said. "How about some Weeâchumun as well?" "Yes," Maple replied. "She is such a good big sister to beans and squash." "The three sisters! They grow together," Quill added. "You're right. They feed people all over Turtle Island," Newcomers said, "and they have many stories to tell." "Can you tell us a story?" Quill asked. "How about the time the Weeâchumun asked our Wampanoag ancestors to help the Pilgrims?" Newcomers replied. "The first Thanksgiving?" Maple asked. "Some people call it that," Newcomers said. "We call it Keepunumuk, the time of harvest. Here's what really happened. One frosty fall morning, a long time ago, a large boat with white sails approached the shore. Seagulls circled above the boat, squawking,
"New people are coming! New people are coming!"
Hearing the news, Weeâchumun stretched her weary ears toward the sky. "Who are these new people?" she asked. 2 winters had passed since many of the first peoples who cared for Weeâchumun passed on to the spirit world. Those who were not taken by sickness found new homes to ease their heavy hearts and rebuild their lives. Weeâchumun feared this winter would be her last and called upon Fox for help. Fox looked up at Weeâchumun. "Should we trust these newcomers?" he asked. "Stay close and watch what they do," Weeâchumun told Fox. Fall turned to winter. Weeâchumun and her other plants fell asleep. Fox watched the newcomers come ashore. He watched as they made their way into the forest. He watched them enter an abandoned wetu. He watched them take a cooking pot and a basket of Weeâchumun's seeds. "Don't take us away," the seeds cried. "We are waiting for the first peoples to come back in the spring to prepare our beds. We must grow first." But the newcomers could not hear the seeds. Their ears did not know the voices of the land. Fox watched the newcomers build homes on top of an empty village. He watched as they searched for food, but they could never find enough to eat. Many of the newcomers lost mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters during the long, cold winter. The first peoples watched as well. News traveled fast among nearby tribes that newcomers had arrived. Nobody was sure what to make of them. For many years, others had traveled across the sea to hunt, fish, and trade. Some were friendly, and some were not. These new people seemed different. They were here to stay. Winter turned into spring. The sun warmed the earth. The newcomers continued their search for food. Weeâchumun awoke from her long slumber and thanked the Creator for another season. She and her sisters, Beans and Squash, pushed through the ground and reached toward the sky. Fox returned to share what he had seen. "The newcomers are hungry," Fox told the 3 sisters. They took Weeâchumun's seeds, but they did not know how to help them grow. Other animals came to hear what Fox had to say. "We should help," Weeâchumun said. "I agree," Beans said. "Our home is their home now." "I think we should too," said Squash. "People help us grow." "We must help," Deer said. "We agreed to feed the people. In return, they care for the home we share." "I wouldn't," said Fox. "The newcomers don't know our world." "Sometimes new people can seem scary," Rabbit said. "The Creator tells us to help all living things. This is how the world works." "Yes," Duck and Turkey agreed. "It's settled," said Weeâchumun. "We will send the first peoples to help the newcomers." Over the next few nights, Weeâchumun sent dreams to the first peoples with a message. "Bring me and my sisters to the newcomers. They are hungry and need help." The first peoples listened. Their leader, Usamikwan, visited the newcomers. He could see that they wanted peace. Weeâchumun introduced the newcomers to Squantum. Spring turned into summer. Squantum showed the newcomers how to raise Weeâchumun and her sisters beans and squash. He taught the newcomers how to feed fish and seaweed to Weeâchumun to help her grow. Soon, Weeâchumun's seeds pushed through the earth and climbed toward the sky. Beans wrapped around Weeâchumun's strong stalks. Squash stretched her vines across the ground, keeping Weeâchumun's bed cool and moist. Summer turned to fall. Weeâchumun brimmed with food. So did beans and squash. Weeâchumun smiled as the newcomers thanked Squantum and the first peoples for their help. Keepunumuk, the time of the harvest, had come. The newcomers prepared a feast to celebrate the first year in their new home. They fired muskets in celebration. Boom! 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 Weeâchumun, warriors, and other First Peoples arrived. They feasted for 3 days. That meal changed both our lives and theirs forever. Many Americans call it a day of Thanksgiving. Many of our people call it a day of mourning. That's different from what we learned in school, said Maple. It was Weeâchumun and the other beings of land, sea, and sky who made the newcomers' first harvest possible? That's right, Newcomus said. This is why we pray before we eat. Well, what did the newcomers and our ancestors eat, Newcomus? Quill asked. Many things. Succotash, duck, turkey, rabbit, deer, lobster, fish, pumpkins, cranberries, boiled bread, and nassup, Newcomus said. All this talk about food is making me hungry, Maple said. Let's go make some lunch then, Newcomus laughed. And we'll enjoy every bite, said Quill. About the Wampanoag tribes. The Mashpee Wampanoag people live in the Cape Cod area of Massachusetts and call themselves the people of the first light. There were 69 Wampanoag tribes living in southeastern Massachusetts at the time the newcomers arrived. These settlers included religious separatists, later known as Pilgrims, and traders who were the first to colonize the Wampanoag homeland. Colonization is when a group of people take land by force from another group to permanently live there and control resources. Colonization has had a devastating effect on all First Peoples. Today, the state of Massachusetts is home to only 2 federally recognized tribes, the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe and the Wampanoag tribe of Gay Head. The Wampanoag storytelling tradition. Storytelling is very important to the Wampanoag people. Elders tell stories to pass on knowledge about culture, tribal history, and traditions, such as how to plant the 3 sisters. We know only the English settlers' version of the first Thanksgiving from their written records. Sadly, the Wampanoag side of the story was lost after a majority of tribal members died from warfare and disease introduced by these newcomers. But fortunately, many Wampanoag stories have survived and are still told today. This book is a new story that shares the traditional Wampanoag understanding about the sacred relationship between Weeâchumun and human beings. Wampanoag Harvest Feasts. In addition to a fall harvest feast that celebrates corn, the Wampanoag people come together for many harvest feasts throughout the year, including Strawberry Thanksgiving, Herring Day, and Quahog Day. Many New England tribes think of Thanksgiving holiday as a day of mourning because the settlers brought disease and warfare that continued to take the lives of many Indigenous people today. Each year, they come together at Plymouth Rock in Massachusetts to remember their ancestors who have passed on to the spirit world. Even today, the Wampanoag people, and many other First Peoples, fight for their rights as sovereign nations to practice their traditions, make their own laws, and live on their homelands. Try a Wampanoag tradition of giving thanks. For the Wampanoag people, guardian spirits take the form of animals and plants, like Weeâchumun, to watch over human beings. The Wampanoag people honor guardian spirits as well as loved ones who have left this world. Before special meals, they make a plate of food for the spirits to eat and place it outside. Try making a spirit plate at your next gathering in gratitude for plants, animals, and ancestors. Take a pinch of each food served at the meal and put that plate in a special place outside. When you make a spirit plate, think about people you love who have passed on. You can give thanks to plants and animals and make good wishes for others.